Hi there, and welcome to Upon Further Inspection. I'm Dr. M, and this here is my robot pal, Photon.
Hello.
Today we're just kicking back, eating some leftover Halloween candy, and watching the 1971 Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This was a classic from my childhood. What'd you think, Photon?
There was a lot of child endangerment in this movie.
Yeah, back when Hollywood didn't pull any punches.
I like Charlie. I'm glad that he got a happy ending. And I like his funny Grandpa Joe.
What did you just say?
Grandpa Joe! Don't we like him? But he sings, and he dances, and he supports Charlie's dreams.
Are you kidding me? Grandpa Joe's the villain of this story.
What?
I'm gonna reboot my friend here, and then it's time to set the record straight. If you haven't seen it, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is about an eccentric candy maker named Wonka who hides 5 golden tickets amongst his millions of candy bars worldwide. The 5 lucky children who find the tickets and their guardians get an exclusive tour of his magical chocolate factory. Most of the kids who find the tickets are rotten brats, and one by one the children's greed gets them picked off by Wonka's fiendish inventions. But among them is our hero, the impoverished dreamer Charlie Bucket. It's up to underdog Charlie and his Grandpa Joe to stay morally pure to survive and potentially inherit the entire factory.
But why don't we like Grandpa Joe? If anyone's the villain, Wonka's the bad guy in this movie.
The suspense is terrible. He's gonna go this time. I hope it'll last.
Wonka is pretty bad, but what do you expect? He's a deranged, slave-owning narcissist. Grandpa Joe is a terrible character because he's supposed to be a role model for Charlie. Early in the movie, Charlie brings home a loaf of bread. His mom knows they can't afford it and asks him,
"Where'd you get that?"
What difference does it make where he got it? Point is, he got it.
"It does matter, Grandpa Joe. Are you telling Charlie it's okay to steal?" And what do you know? Later in the movie, when Charlie goes to buy something, the store clerk has to cough twice just to get Charlie to pay up. Even when it turns out Charlie earned the money to buy the bread, Joe's got no problem taking every cent that's left. To support a destructive habit, no less.
From now on, I'm going to pay for your tobacco.
Charlie gave him that money as a gift, and Grandpa Joe tried to refuse it.
When a loaf of bread looks like a banquet, I've no right buying tobacco.
For all his talk, he does take the money in the end.
And he used it to buy Charlie a Wonka bar. That was kind of him.
Don't you think the same argument about tobacco being frivolous applies to chocolate too? This family is eating cabbage water for dinner every night. Not even cabbage soup, cabbage water.
I'm fed up with cabbage water. It's not enough.
But Grandpa Joe bought the chocolate bar to encourage Charlie to reach for his dreams.
A statistically improbable dream. By teaching Charlie to reach for quick fix miracles, he's basically teaching him to throw his money away on scratchers and lottery tickets.
Do you think I've got a chance to find one?
One. I'm counting on you to find all 5.
I've got the same chance as anybody else, haven't I?
You got more, Charlie, because you wanted more.
What kind of lesson is that to teach a child? I guess Charlie's family is poor because they didn't want it badly enough. Charlie's mom is far more practical.
There are 100 billion people in this world, and only 5 of them will find golden tickets. And after this contest is over, you'll be no different from the billions of others who didn't find one.
But I am different. I want it more than any of them.
Her advice may be a downer, but it's practical. And I think it's about time we talked about the elephant in the room.
I don't think we should. It looks angry.
Okay, then let's talk about the fact that Grandpa Joe was faking a disability for decades. He claims he wants to get out of bed and work to help the family, but his daughter-in-law knows the score.
Dad, in all the years you've been saying you're going to get out of that bed, I've yet to see you set foot on the floor.
Maybe if the floor wasn't so cold.
He was bedridden for the last 20 years, but as soon as there's fun to be had, he springs up just as nimble as can be. If he was that spry the whole time, shouldn't he have been helping support the family or cleaning the house or emptying the grandparents' bedpans? Clearly he was faking. And how arrogant is Joe to just assume he'd be accompanying Charlie on the tour? How about letting Charlie's mom take a break from her hellish life of elder care and boiling laundry? Doesn't she deserve a day in the sun? When Grandpa Joe finds out Charlie has a golden ticket, he acts like it's all for him, singing, "I've got a golden ticket." Couldn't it at least be "We have a golden ticket"? Isn't this Charlie's song?
You seem upset, Doctor. Would you like some chamomile tea?
No time for tea, Photon! We didn't even get to the chocolate factory yet. At the start of the factory tour, Wonka makes everyone sign a contract before entering. The other parents are wisely reluctant to let their kids sign away their rights.
Don't talk to me about contracts, Wonka. I use them myself. They're strictly for suckers.
I want to go in! Don't you dare stop me!
I'm only trying to help you, sweetheart.
But Grandpa Joe's only advice is,
Fine away, Charlie. We got nothing to lose.
Grandpa Joe, do you care about this family at all? Why are you teaching your kid to sign contracts without reading them first? At last, the group arrives in Chocolate Paradise, where the first child, Augustus, falls victim to his own greed. Our Charlie is the only person who tries to save him. Grandpa Joe just stands idly by. What a tool. A little while later, the second naughty child is in danger, and Charlie is genuinely concerned.
Why doesn't she listen to Mr. Wonka?
Because, Charlie, she's a nitwit.
That wasn't very nice. But he does have a point. Wonka warned her not to taste. But she did it anyway.
But then a short while later, Wonka warns the group about another forbidden item, his fizzy lifting drink.
But I daren't sell it yet. It's still too powerful.
If Grandpa Joe called Violet a nitwit for not heeding a warning, then surely he'll protect Charlie from—
Let's take a drink, Charlie. Nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? He just saw a girl get horribly disfigured by a Wonka prototype, and now he's goading Charlie into doing the same thing? And what do you know? Joe doesn't just teach Charlie to steal and ignore the warnings of authority figures. He's gonna get his grandson shredded to ribbons in an industrial fan. Fortunately, they belch their way to safety in the nick of time. And what's Grandpa Joe's assessment after all this?
From now on, we keep our feet on the ground.
Really? You almost killed your grandson in a gruesome spectacle and you don't even apologize. Just, let's not do that again. Besides Grandpa Joe's fake disability, this is the worst moment for me. Charlie may be sweet, but he's not on a moral high ground. If Wonka had caught him red-handed, Charlie would have been the third kid eliminated instead of the last man standing. Thanks to Grandpa Joe, Charlie's just as guilty as the rest.
You look parched, Doctor. Why don't you relax with a glass of wine?
Thanks, buddy. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is clearly supposed to be a morality tale, but it actually details a young boy's corruption at the hands of his grandfather. Joe encourages Charlie to lie, to steal, to sign contracts blindly, to cover his mistakes, and to scorn others who share his same character flaws.
Here we go again.
As for Grandpa Joe, he's a lazy, greedy, selfish fraudster.
But he's just so nice.
And that's the poisonous underlayer to this whole story. Grandpa Joe seems like a nice old man, the kind you'd want involved in a child's upbringing. But he's only thinking of himself to the point where he can't fess up, even when he's called out directly on his crimes.
He broke the rules.
What rules? We didn't see any rules, did we, Charlie?
Did we do something wrong?
It's so sad. Charlie truly believes himself innocent. Why won't the adult in this situation fess up and take responsibility? Instead, Grandpa Joe just rages and casts blame.
You're a crook. You're a cheat and a swindler.
Good day, sir.
You're an inhuman monster.
I said good day.
Good day indeed. I wouldn't put up with this guy. Grandpa Joe has one last opportunity to redeem himself, but squanders it by telling Charlie to commit corporate espionage.
Slugworth wants a gobstopper. He'll get one.
Fortunately, Charlie takes the high road and wins the ultimate prize, but only after a whole movie of his grandfather pulling him down every step of the way. So you see, Photon, if this movie teaches us anything, it's that appearances can be deceiving. The enemy was among us all along, and his name was Grandpa Joe.
I guess you're right.
What?
You built a strong argument, Doctor. Grandpa Joe wasn't a good role model. He was an instigator. You're right.
What have you learned today, Photon?
The sugar industry lied to us. Carbs are the enemy.
True, but I was thinking more like...
Oh, buy more chocolate and you'll be rewarded. Yay!
Close enough. At least now you know that Grandpa Joe is evil, and knowing is half the battle.
Grandpa Joe!
See you next time!
Banana's fantastic. It tastes so real.